Let me go to a first-time caller, Veronica, out of Pennsylvania. Veronica, you are on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Veronica,
How are you?
all is well.
That's awesome. Just a little thing. So, my children are sick. So you're probably going to hear the toddler
Oh, okay.
running around.
Okay.
All right, Jesse. So my question for you, is, so I forgave my mother way back in June, and I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to feel resentment again towards her. Like she's been really, I don't know, like not a very nice person, and like I don't know, like what do I do about this?
And how do you know you're feeling resentment toward her again?
I'm feeling angry at her.
And why?
I don't know, cause I like moved on with my life. I guess I have my own family, my two kids, my husband, and I feel that she hates the fact that my husband is my everything. Like
Yeah,
I obey him to the T, and I think my mother really hates that.
of course. She'd rather you obey her and not your own husband.
Exactly.
And are you still dealing with her or something?
Well, she comes and visits me. We live in the same state now,
Uh,
and she comes, and her excuse is to come visit the grandkids.
But why
But
do
I
you
feel
let
like
her come there? Why do your husband allow her to come to your house?
my husband wants to keep the peace. He knows that, it'll make me happy, even though I really don't want, like, I'm at this point really to like cut her off at this point.
Did you
My
tell
husband
your
just wants to
husband
keep
that
peace.
it doesn't make you happy that she come?
Yeah, we talk about it.
Do you
We
tell
talk
him it
about it.
doesn't make you happy that she come and not to let her come?
I do.
And so
I do.
why
My
don't
husband just wants
why
to keep the
don't you
peace, I
stop
feel.
her from coming?
Honestly, Jesse, I think I'm still, like, I guess under her control, I feel.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel almost like sad in a way that she doesn't contact me, not like my other siblings,
She
even
doesn't
though I didn't
contact
worry
you
about it.
like your other sibling? What do you mean?
Like, so I have an older sister, almost 40, and then a younger, and then my younger brother,
Okay.
and so they live together. They live together in Brooklyn, and
Your
like
brother and sister live with your mother?
no, they moved. They well, it was a long story, but they had to move out of my parents' house because
Oh, okay.
my
So
father
your
got
brother and
fired.
sister live together.
Yeah, they live together.
Oh, okay. And your mother contact them or they contact her?
My sister more contacts my mother, and that's like almost on the daily, just for like daily updates.
And you want that?
And I don't want that, but I just want more like, hey, how are you? How are the kids? Simple, like maybe like a 5 minute conversation. But I feel like
Why do
after,
you want that?
that's a great question, and that's the that I'm trying to, I don't know, like talk to myself. I'm like, but why do I want her acceptance? She raised me the way she raised me. I have my own family now. Like, why I keep putting myself through that?
And the answer is,
I'm, I really don't know. I don't know how I put myself through that.
did you tell her you forgive her for what she done to you?
Yes, yes, I did.
And what did she say when you told her that?
She looked kind of weird and very confused on why am I telling her that. Which, okay, cool, no problem. I kind of expected that because she always thought of it as a victim. But then I felt like she was trying to pull me back into her own evil again, like after I forgave her.
And so when you say you get angry at her, what does the anger feel like when you are mad at her?
What do you mean? Like it
You
just feels like I don't know, like I'm upset at her. Like,
but why don't you just tell her, don't come back to my house again? We're done with you.
like I don't want to break up that relationship either.
But you don't have a relationship. You hate her.
I don't know. I don't know, Jesse. I really don't. And this is why I called you to help me get some clarity, I guess.
Who are you?
I am no one, Jesse. And I
What,
learned that a long time ago.
what do you mean I'm no one? What do you mean by that?
Like, my name wasn't given to me by my parents.
What do you mean by that?
Well, my name was never original. It was basically, I was named after my father's aunt and then a distant relative of my mother.
Who
Both of
named
my
you?
siblings have, technically my father did.
So what do you mean I wasn't given a name by my parents?
So it was just suggested to my parents because they really didn't have a name for me when I was born. So my two other siblings' names were original.
But isn't that normal? I mean, when you're first born, you don't have a name, and then they name you. I don't understand that.
I'm sorry, Jesse, can you repeat that?
Isn't that normal when you're first born, you don't have a name, and then they come up with a name?
But I feel like they had names already picked out for my siblings. But for me, I guess they didn't expect me to be a girl, so they didn't really have a name for me. He
And
just chose a whatever name.
and so is that a bad thing?
Yes and no. Only because I feel like since the beginning, I felt like they just felt whatever about me.
Who?
My parents.
And so was it a bad thing that they did not have a name for you until later?
I guess not.
But why do you say you're nobody because they didn't have a name for you?
Well, I feel like I'm nobody because in this life, like all I have is God. That's what I said. Like I'm nobody because I'm
How do you
nobody
know you
without
have
God.
God?
Because I feel like I refound Him. If that makes sense.
But if you had God, why are you resenting your mother? How is that possible?
That's a great question. I really don't know. I feel like I'm trying to repair my relationship with God. And I feel like it's that feeling of resentment that's impeding me.
And of what? The resentment of what?
But I feel like that resentment towards my mother is impeding me to
Oh.
completely give myself into God.
When you said you're trying to rebuild your relationship with God, did you say that?
Yes.
How are you trying to do that? And what relationship are you trying to rebuild with God? How are you doing that? How are you trying to rebuild a relationship with God?
So I'm reading the Bible now with a different eyes. So I just feel like my eyes were shut, like completely shut towards like His light, towards everything about Him. I used to always think that He abandoned me when I was a teenager, basically going to college. But because I met my husband, he has really shown me that God truly loves me. And my eyes were shut. But then I guess all on my own, I just started to open my eyes. Mommy? Yes, yes. Yes, Mama. Like, I just feel like I opened my eyes and I saw that He never really did abandon me. He gave me two wonderful kids. And He gave me my husband. He gave me my own family. And I'm so
Come back.
grateful for Him.
Come back to your phone a little bit.
Yes, I do. Hold on. All right. Can you hear me a little better?
I can, yes. So your question
So
for me is what?
So how do I get rid of this resentment towards my mother?
Number one, tell her to never come back to your house again. You're done with her.
But
And then number two is when the thoughts and the feelings come, stop calling them you. They're not you. It's not happening to you. Those are just illusions of you. So stop calling them you. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm trying to do it every night. It's a little, I'm going to say difficult in the morning.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
No, Jesse.
And why is it, how do you expect to be rewarded by God if you're not being still and staying present?
I guess I really don't want, I don't want God's grace, don't I? If I don't do that.
How do you expect to be rewarded by God if you're not present with Him at all times?
You're completely right.
No, that was a question.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't expect to be rewarded.
So then why are you complaining then? You love your misery. Why pretending that you don't love it?
I can't even give the excuse that I have the two young kids that I really don't have time, because if God has time for me, I can have time for Him.
Why are you pretending you want to be one with God when you're not doing what it takes to be one with Him? You're not telling your mother to stay away. You're feeling this anger and you call it you. You're not doing the silent prayer. You're not staying present. Why are you pretending that you want to be with God?
I don't want to pretend, though. Like, I don't know. I feel a closeness to Him, but I just feel something impeding it. And you think it's a silent prayer that I'm not doing?
You're not conscious. And there's no feeling of closeness to God. That's just an illusion in your mind.
I understand. Or she's crying over here.
You want to take care of the baby and call me back? You can.
She's fine. She's just annoyed that the refrigerator isn't open.
But it's interfering with the call right now. But let me ask, why are you pretending you want to know God when you won't even tell your mother to stay away from your home? Because on one hand, you're sick of your mother. On the other hand, you want your mother in your life. That doesn't make sense.
You're completely right.
Let me put you on hold until you quiet the baby down, all right? Hold on. Don't hang up. Is the baby quiet?
Yeah, I just stuck a bottle back in his mouth.
Oh, okay.
In a little bit, baby.
Oh, hold on, Veronica. Jared, let me know when Veronica have the baby quiet. I don't want to hang up. Let me know and I'll come back to her. Let me do it to Tony out of California. Tony, you are on the air.
Good morning, Justin. How are you today?
All is well. Tony, what do you think about, according to the Hill, we are taking care of 40 million people, free, feeding them, educating them, all free. What do you think about the fact that over 40 million people are relying on the government?
Well, it says in your Bible that the poor will always be among us, and statistics show that 37% of that is white folks that's being
Tony,
taken care of.
I'm going to ask you one more time. How do you feel about, what do you think about we're taking care of 40 million people?
I have no problem with it, Jesse.
And why not? Why you don't have a problem with it?
Because the poor are always going to be among us, always.
Why you don't have a problem with?
Because of the greed in America. That's why.
All right. Thank you, Tony. I got to go.
Where you going? Let's talk about it. Where you going?
I can't. I asked you, how do you feel?
I just told you I have no problem with it.
Why not?
Because the poor will always be among us. What part do you understand?
You don't have a problem with paying for 40 million people to lay up and do nothing.
They're not just doing nothing.
They're doing nothing. They get free food. They get free houses. They get free education. Everything is free, and you have no problem with that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine because look at the greed.
Why is that fine among you?
Because of the greed in America. That's why.
Tony, why is that fine? You don't care enough about these people. You don't care. You don't care enough about them to know that it's best that they get up and earn their own way.
Not all people can do that, Justin. You have mental illness. You got people that's veterans. You got seniors. You got disabled people. So you got to take care of these people, man. Come on,
we only can take care of the veterans because the veterans have earned their way by going out there and putting their lives on the line.
How about the seniors?
But why is
we taking care of you?
Let me go back to Veronica. I'll let Tony go. Let me go back to Veronica. Veronica, let's try it again. I'll let Tony go. It'll waste of time.
Is it quieter now, Mr. Jesse?
Yes. So why are you pretending that you want to know God when you're not doing what it takes? Meaning working on yourself by practice being present. And you do have time. You can wake up early in the morning, do the silent prayer, and then I understand when you have the kids, you're busy, but when you have those moments when they're quiet, you can become aware. Why are you doing that?
I guess it's being selfish, Jesse.
What does that mean, being selfish? Right.
Well, I do wake up at 4 a.m. because I get my husband up and I get his stuff ready for work, and I do have like that half hour between him leaving and me getting up to go to work myself. You're absolutely right. I think it's just me being selfish.
So you're pretending you want to be one with God, right?
Yeah, I'm pretending.
And so you just suffer until you truly want to overcome that. Because you can overcome, but you got to work on yourself. You got to practice. You say you went and forgave your mother. You need to tell your mother to stay away. She cannot come to your house again. Because it's like you can only want what's right first, not your mother, not your past, not the future. You can only want what's right before truth will come in and take over. And you won't even tell her to stay away because there's part of you that still wants this fake love from your mother that she doesn't have to give.
Yes, that's what it is, yes.
And did you forgive your father?
Yes, he was the first one that I forgave.
And so does he come over too?
He what?
Does he visit your house?
Yes, because he's the only one that drives.
Oh, okay.
So wherever she goes, he goes.
And how you feel about your father coming over?
Honestly, for him, I feel nothing because I feel like he genuinely loves me.
Okay.
And cares about me.
So why do you need your mother's love that she doesn't have?
I guess it's more like competition, I guess.
What do you mean?
Like, so I'm the only one out of my siblings that have kids. But I feel like it's a constant, like, tug-of-war about who's going to get mommy's and daddy's attention. You know, my brother just got a new job. My sister got promoted. And there's like, and then there's this one who's still working her job. Like, is still doing what she's doing.
But Veronica, you said that you have your own family. Your mother's trying to still control you, but you don't want that because you have your own family. You got to make up your mind do you really want to overcome this or not? And then you got to work on yourself.
Absolutely.
So what I recommend for now, do what you want, of course, between you and your husband, but tell your mother to stay away, and then do the silent prayer so you can be aware, so you can overcome all those emotions, those thoughts and feelings, because that's all you're dealing with are thoughts and feelings, and they're lying to you.
Absolutely.
Let me know how it goes.
Appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Let me take a quick break. 888-77-JESSE. You will be shocked at the evil nature of human beings. Look at what's happening in the country right now, in the world, but especially in the country. Human beings are so nasty to one another, it's not even funny. And they keep you in fear because you have refused to let it go. Really, you have refused to let it go. But I suggest you do, and in my country, it's going to get worse. This is hell on earth inside of human beings passing it on to one another. NBC News has reported one person was killed and at least 6 other people were wounded in a shooting at a homecoming on Saturday at Lincoln University. Watch this from NBC 10, Philadelphia.
This is still a large and very active crime scene. And so when the sun came up, we kept working using that extra light.
And investigators were still collecting evidence from a debris-covered parking lot nearly 24 hours after Lincoln University's homecoming celebrations ended in tragedy.
Jawan Jeffers, a 25-year-old young man from Wilmington, Delaware, died just after midnight after suffering a gunshot wound to the head.
Chester County's district attorney says 6 others were also shot during an event outside the International Cultural Center after the school's football game. All of the victims are between the ages of 20 and 25 and are expected to survive. One is a current student, another an alum, and the rest aren't connected to the school.
We have one person in custody. He was charged with carrying a concealed firearm.
Authorities identified that individual as 25-year-old Zacharias Morgan Thompson of Wilmington, Delaware. Court documents obtained by NBC 10 earlier Sunday reveal that an officer responding to the shooting spotted Morgan Thompson carrying a firearm. Authorities allege the firearm was loaded and that Morgan Thompson told them it belonged to his mother, that he drove with it from Wilmington to Lincoln earlier in the day and kept it on him the entire time. Morgan Thompson is at the Chester County Prison being held on $25,000 cash bail. The DA says anyone with information or video evidence is urged to contact the FBI.
Amazing. He must be black. It's a black university, Lincoln University, and they didn't mention the color, so it must be a black person. Have he been white, or maybe even any other color, but definitely half white, you'll see his face, and they will mention a white male or female. It must be white. And I thought, and I've been hearing over the years that black people don't do mass shooting. That's out the window now. What amazing, huh? You can't even go to a homecoming event, and it's gonna get worse. It's going to get worse. And and some of the reason is no love in the families anymore. The fathers are not there, and if the father's there and not the light of the family, it still be the same outcome, no love. And you've been told over and over again that anger is normal. It's human nature, they say. And that is normal. Jesus was angry. You've been encouraged to hold on to anger. Instead of overcoming it, you've been told that you don't have anger. You need a motivation. You need something to inspire you to get up. Without anger, you won't do anything, they say. Anger is being pushed as good, and anger is evil. There's nothing good in anger at all, and every human being who has anger is wicked to the core. There's no love in you at all. You can't have both. You either have anger, which is evil, or love, which is good. And not human love. Human beings' love is not love, it's hate. And it's going to get worse. You need a change of heart. A change of heart would change everything. If you were to change your heart from anger to love, no anger, you will have peace on earth. There will be peace immediately on earth. But the hardest thing on this planet is to get people to see that you need a brand new heart. You need a brand new heart. And then you will acquire a new mind, a renewed mind. But you got to change the heart. And you can't change the heart. You just need to see your heart needs to be changed from anger or resentment, they're both the same, to love. That's amazing that at this black university, according to the report, they went there for a homecoming event. And look what happened. You can't go anywhere now. And it's unfortunate in that anger is being encouraged by politicians, media, and some churches tell you to be angry. Racism is racism. They're against you. Blame somebody else for your problems. Be mad, they tell you. Pushing evil on earth. Amazing, huh? You can overcome anger if you want to. It is not normal. It is an abnormal state of being to be angry. Well, how would I defend myself if I didn't have anger? How would I defend myself? People would walk all over me if I didn't have anger, they say. First of all, there is no one there to defend. Who are you defending? You are defending an illusion of self. Really, there's no one there to defend. You just think, and all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So you think that there is someone there to defend, but there's no one. There's no one there. And how can you defend no one? If there's no self to defend, what is there to be angry about? But these shootings and these fightings and stuff you're seeing happening in my country, it's going to get worse. It's gotten worse over the last 35 years. And it's been the last 35 years since I've been aware of what's really going on. But here's Nick found a picture, a report on the story.
Yeah, I got the little, I'm sure that this is all updating, so I got a little info for you. I was on the CBS Local 21 article, and here they name a suspect. They name a suspect, Zaquaeus Morgan Thompson. I looked that up, and I do end up getting a number of images here. Now, they just name him as a suspect, and I find this article from it's called Daily Voice, titled, Watch Video, Suspect Used Mom's Gun in Fatal Lincoln University Mass Shooting. And they named this suspect once more with this image, Zaquaeus Morgan Thompson. So just giving you the info I had.
Allegedly, I knew it had to be a black person because the reporter didn't say the color of the person. Isn't that amazing? Did you know, according to the Hill, more than 40 million so-called low-income food stamp beneficiaries are expected to receive less help with grocery bills or no help at all in the coming days. 40 million people. We are paying to feed 40 million lazy people. Think about that. All that money coming out of your paycheck to feed 40 million people. And a lot of them are illegal aliens, not even people from the country. Not that we should even be feeding people from the country.
Then police say a 45-year-old.
But illegal alien. If this is true, 40 million people. That's like the whole country, isn't it? It's amazing that that much money is coming out of our hard-earned paychecks. According to Hake, 330 million people in America, allegedly. 330. But 40 million just sound like the whole country. Just think about all that coming out of your paycheck, your money, for people who don't want to earn it. They don't have to. Because the government said, I got your back with somebody else's money. Think about that. And the government, people who work for the government, they get everything free. Really. 400 million people. 40 million people. 40 million people we are paying for daily. And no wonder these people tick. They don't have to go to work or do anything. And we take care of their whole family. I was reflecting the fact that there's a great possibility, and we don't know until the end, right? But there's a possibility that New York is about to vote in a communist, a socialist. And I don't know, it doesn't look, I don't even think he's a real American. And they're about to vote in that. And why would the foreigners come here when they're supposed to be running away from socialism, communism. They're coming to a country where there's supposed to be freedom and the ability to work and take capitalism. But they come here and they create socialism, all for themselves. The thrill of getting a vote, pretending you care about the people to get the vote. Down in Culver City, I used to want to live in Culver City when I first moved. I used to work at a hospital out there, and it was so nice in Culver City. There was law and order at one time in Culver City, California, right down the road from L.A., from where we are. There was nice order. That's changed too. KTLA is reporting that a Culver City ice cream vendor who was detained by Federal Immigration Agency earlier this year has returned home and resumed work after being granted permanent residency in the United States. Watch this from KTLA.
Okay, gracias. Enrique Lozano is back in business. In his longtime Culver City customers, they're thrilled to see their favorite ice cream vendor.
When I saw that he was released, it was just a flood of emotions.
Back in June, Lozano, who was undocumented at the time, was taken by immigration agents on Culver Boulevard. His ice cream cart left abandoned on the sidewalk.
It was a long, stressful time for sure.
He spent 4 months in ICE detention as supporters rallied around his case, raising money and hiring attorneys to get him out.
When he was taken away, how it shook this community.
Lozano has been in Los Angeles for nearly 20 years, no criminal record, and the breadwinner for his family.
So he was able to adjust his status through his wife, who's a resident, and through that petition as well.
We're so appreciative of everybody who helped.
Yeah.
Now granted a green card and permanent residency, Lozano gave out free treats at Veterans Park as a thank you to all who stood by him.
Yeah, muy bien, todo bien.
He's just saying that he's happy to be here. He says it's time to work, and he's just happy.
Muy bien. Amazing, huh? My country is no longer tears of thee. It's gone. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. It's really mind-blowing to me. We used to report on this kind of stuff happening in Europe and other countries. It didn't seem like it was possible to happen in America. That guy lived here and he's still not speaking English. What is the purpose of coming except to receive free handouts from the government? Unfortunately, the younger generation not going to know about the good old days. This is all they're going to know about America, and they're going to think it's normal. They're going to believe the lies. Where is the love? Where is the love? No, I'm sorry. Let me go to East L.A. and talk to a first-time caller, Mark, out of East L.A. Mark, you are on the air.
Wow. Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. Well, hear from you. I'm in the middle of a run, but just wanted to call in, and I had a question.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Are you jogging now? Are you running now?
Yeah, I'm in the 3rd mile right now.
Amazing. Go ahead.
I've been running with the Air Force, and I'm getting ready in November to do some more delayed entry. So I'm just staying out of my thoughts, basically, and that's why I had questions.
Okay.
How do you define? Look, I do the silent prayer. I got into it, and I felt like, I would get periods where I went without thought, and I would feel heavenly, I felt peaceful for the first time. And then when it got to the point where, I would stop the silent prayer, and then I felt attacked. And I don't know the difference between being attacked by the devil or myself, because maybe I feel like I'm the devil. But the thoughts, that's what I want to know. How do you know when those thoughts, I don't know, in general, thoughts, that's what, define thoughts, That's my question. I don't really know when to differentiate between the thoughts and my mind. Is it me, or is it the devil, or is it both of us?
Well, number one, there is no you. So
yeah,
there's never you. There are always thoughts that are not your own, but the thoughts will try to make you think is you. They try to make you feel like it's you. And so when they tell you that, just let them pass, do nothing about it, just be aware of it. There is no you.
Right. So these thoughts, that I get that make me get anxiety and all that, it stems from other people's beliefs that they were throwing at me all my life. But a lot of it comes from my parents, and I've been listening to you for a while now. I forgave my mom, but the problem is this: since I've switched to the Republican Party officially, and I vote against my mom. Like they ostracized me, they cast me out, and they don't really take me serious anymore. But the thing is that I found a lot of comfort in what you say, because it kind of helps me, like, with the sarcasm and just deal with them, you know, as Mexican American. You know, the point is that, you know, I don't know, my dad is another story. So how do you live with the child? I want to raise my child to be of God and learn, even do silent prayer, you know, but how do you forgive your parents if one of them is continuing to sin and just isn't someone that you would want around your son? For example, my father, you know, a prison gang member. And,
I see. Well, just realize your father can't help himself. He's angry too. He resents his mother. He resents his father, and he's been controlled by the same spirit that's been controlling you. It's the same identical thing. So forgive him by realizing he could not do any better. And once you truly forgive him, and if you don't want your son around him, you would not let your son go around him and not feel guilty, and no one be able to convince you to let it, but just don't resent him. He's asleep and he can't help it. But you will be able to keep your son away without feeling guilty or anything about it.
Right. Yeah, that was the problem I had. I'm going to not cut you off, but I was telling you, like, so his situation is a lot different. You know, my kid's mother, I don't have really good terms with her, but I learned how to deal with her because I listened to your word, you know, and it's just her doing her. I got to stay on me, but with my father, it's different. My father thinks he's my mother. He you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And I don't know if it's like, if I have to forgive him to his face.
Yeah.
Or can I just forgive him? Yeah.
No, you're going to have to face him so you can get your courage. And however he react or respond to it, don't take it personal. He may not be ready to overcome. He may not be ready for the truth. So just don't judge him. Leave him in his hell, and you go and live your life.
Yeah, my mom's in her hell with the, you know, Democratic, and my dad, well, thinks he's my mom. You know what I mean? And I can't let my son be around that, especially because my time is limited. Right.
But just don't be angry at him. He's blind. He can't see. He's asleep.
And then when it comes to thoughts, last question, when it comes to raising my son, I don't want to raise him when I have still like 50-50 in my thoughts. So how do I raise my son? Well, I know that sometimes I'm in my thoughts. Well, like, how do I bring him into the situation with forgiving the parents?
How
I guess
old
I got
is he?
to lead by. He's only 7.
Okay, don't worry about that then. You continue to work on yourself, and the light will work through you to raise your son. To raise your son for you. You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, because ever since I started doing silent prayer, my daughter came back into my life. It's been a year, and I got blessed. I got a Bible, and my daughter, Soleil, is back in my life. And that's all that matters to me, because she's going to be 18 in 2 years. So everything I do is dedicated to her and then my son. But I just want to say thank you. I'm on my 4th mile. I'm going to keep running, but where can I buy your coffee?
Go to JesseLeePeterson.shop.
I'm going to be ordering some for my mom. I'm going to send her a copy, and I'm going to tell her I forgive her in a letter.
No, you got to face her.
Well, she's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, can you FaceTime with her?
I'll FaceTime her right now. I'm going to FaceTime her right now.
Yeah.
I keep forgiving her. But she keeps doing things to me, like trying to run my life. And then I told her, look, Mom, I love you, but the medical cord has been cut. I love you. I got to do what I got to do.
Tell her that.
Thank you, Jesse.
You face her, and then once you forgive her this time, don't forgive anymore. You're done. Don't let the devil tell you that.
Thank you. I've been doing that over and over. You know, like I broke up with someone. Yeah. She's like, Mark, you know, trying to be the judge. And I know why she does it. She does it because she tries to keep that connection with my ex so that she could control the visitation.
Absolutely.
And also control me. And I hate it.
So from now, forgive her this time, be done with it, and let her know if she doesn't cut out the way she's treating you and your kids or whatever, let her know she can't come around. You'll be done with her.
Right.
You don't owe her anything either. She doesn't have a right to see your children.
Exactly. And my father, I don't legally. Not only that, he thinks she's a woman. Like, he came out of prison like a weirdo, and that's the thing. The fact that he was a gang member, and I think like that. I don't want my son around him. And the problem is that I don't have my control over my ex, and she is a libtard, and she believes in democracy. She also believes in gay rights, which is fine. I do too, but I don't believe that there's more than one gender. And if that my father thinks he's done. He's done. Like, he cannot be around my son.
But just
But
don't
anyway, I
judge him,
forget
though.
him.
Just don't resent him. He cannot help it.
Exactly.
Something else, the same anger that you're overcoming, the same devil you're overcoming, your father's dealing with that all the time. He has to. Everybody has the same spirit.
I think the thing that I was freaking out the most when I started silent praying is that I kept anticipating time, and I didn't know how to deal with my time and my mind, and my mind went crazy because I felt like, okay, this recruitment with the Air Force is the newest thing, and the Navy was taking too long. But now that I'm in the door and I feel the time ticking, I'm like, I feel like I got to do a million things at once, which I don't. And that's my thoughts, But
That's
the thing
right.
is, one thing I want to do, I just want to keep silent praying, and I'm going to do that when I get in.
Yes.
And then I'll get that coffee. But
Okay.
thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Oh, last question. How do I go in person to the fellowship? Is that something I can look into online or something?
Yeah. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman. And we're right here on La Cienega and Pico, West LA area.
Oh no, I'm almost been there like 3 times, but every time I go, the devil makes me not go. Like, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm serious. I'm just like, I don't think I'm ready for this, but yeah, I'm gonna try to head over there, man. Thank you. I'm on my 4th mile.
All right.
We got Air Force meeting in November. I love you. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, take care.
Bye.
God bless.
Okay. 888-7753-773. Running while talking. Ready for the Lord. Bill Lockwood is here. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well. How are you?
I'm great. I didn't know if I was on the right show or not. I heard you talking about thoughts. I thought, what? I was absolutely lost. I thought, I hope you're not going to ask me about that.
Have you noticed the pounding persistent of I thought?
So what is it? What do you mean I thought? What's that? What are you talking about? I'm lost.
Have you noticed that all your thoughts are about you? I thought I was going to be different this year. I thought I'll be nicer. Or I thought I'll be mean. Or I thought this and I thought that. I thought one day this would happen. I am lonely. I am depressed. I am happy. I am sad. I am white. I'm this and I'm that.
Okay.
Have you noticed the pounding persistent of the I thought?
Well, I suppose it's simply because I'm the one doing the thinking.
You're doing the thinking?
Sure.
And how do you do the thinking? How do you create the thoughts?
Well, you know what? That's a great question. Even scientists don't understand that because God created my mind, and the reasoning capacities that I have are not explainable by simply scientific ideas and scientific proof. It's only explainable by God Almighty. So He put it in me to be able to think.
So why do you think you're doing the thinking if God did it?
Well, God allowed me to do it. God has put it into me. God has allowed me to have a free will.
Do you think God? So do God give you all the negative thoughts that you have too?
No, He's just given me the freedom to think.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not a machine. I'm not an automaton. That is to say, I'm not simply a machine that just goes down a track. I actually have freedom of thought. I actually can choose certain things to think, and I can choose certain things not to think. I can put things out of my mind. I can also choose to think about things, but I'm in control of that. And so that is to say, I'm just not a machine. There are certain things regarding us of our nature, human nature, but God has given us the ability to think and to reason. If
you choose to think, why do you think about negative thoughts that bring you fear at times?
Well, such as what kind of thoughts?
Thoughts that make you have fear that this is not going to work or that's not going to work.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's good, Jesse.
Why do you create them?
Well, because sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's good to have fear.
And why?
Well, because it makes me react a lot more quickly. It makes me also focus upon the things that I should. It makes me be able to recognize when I need to flee. If I had no thought of fear, I would put myself in a lot of danger.
But God said, "Have no fear." That fear is not of God.
Yeah, well, He wasn't talking about things such as jumping off of a cliff or standing next to an edge where I might be blown off the Grand Canyon edge.
No, I'm
You're
not
still-
referring. I wasn't thinking about physical fear.
Oh,
Inner fear.
yeah. Well, nevertheless, sometimes fear is still good because it causes me to redouble my efforts to strengthen myself.
The
Makes
inner
me-
fear does.
Sure, it does.
So if you didn't have the inner fear, you wouldn't work on yourself.
That's correct. So, for example, if I'm going to get up and preach a sermon and have it memorized, I do have a haunting fear that I haven't put the time in, and I need to really study it, and I need to memorize it. I need to go over it over and over. But if I had no fear of that, I might get up there and forget what I'm going to say. Well, I would not put the time in.
And so it's that inner fear of God. Is that from God?
Well, God simply put all the thoughts in me. I should say, He gave me the ability to think and to reason and to make decisions. And so those decisions sometimes have to be driven by fear.
So if God said, so God gave you I understand the physical fear. You don't want to fall off a mountain somewhere. You're going to be careful. Or you don't want to be in the hood or somebody attack you, right? But I'm talking
Right.
about the inner fear. Did that come from God?
Well, in a roundabout way, it does, simply because God gave me the ability to think and to recognize that if I don't be faithful to God, then I can fall. Let him that thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12. So,
But he said, have no fear. Fear,
Well-
I am not a fear. Have no fear. Fear
Well, that
is
is-
not from God.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
God.
that's limited to the enemy, isn't it? That's limited to don't be fearful of the enemy.
What
in the
enemy?
sense, Satan. We're in a war. We're in a war against Satan.
That's for
And-
sure.
Yeah, and I think that we shouldn't be fearful of that. We should be bold in that. But at the same time, we should recognize the fact that we have to prepare ourselves for war. And that's exactly what Christians need to be doing, prepare themselves.
Amazing. Let me just ask this one other question about that. I want to get into, because we were having a conversation about that, and I'm glad you heard it. Let me ask, who are you?
Who am I? You mean my identity?
Who are you?
Well, I'm a Christian made in the image of God.
But who are you?
Well, I don't know more to say than that, really.
So you're a Christian. That's the group that you belong to, and you're made in the image of God. What does that mean, made in the image of God?
Well, that gets back to the ability to have rational thinking. So when we're made in the image of God, only man is created in the image of God. Not all of creation was created that way. So only man created in the image of God. It means it means the fact that, number one, I have freedom of will. And the animate kingdom does not have freedom of will. They move simply by instinct only. And so we have freedom of will. We have moral sensitivity. I have the ability to think in moral terms, and I can put things together and recognize what is right and what is wrong. And so moral sensitivity is also part of freedom of also part of the fact that I'm created in the image of God. And number three, I have rational ability. I'm able to put things together. Rational thinking is only that which was given to mankind, and that shows that I'm made in the image of God. So I have freedom of will. I have moral sensitivity. That is to say, not everyone acts on moral terms all the time, but I do know what morality is, and everybody has it. And then I have rational abilities. That is, I can think and I can put things together and draw conclusions from evidence.
You mentioned that man is created in the image of God. Is the woman created in the image of God?
Yes, so both man and woman, that is mankind. So the statement in Genesis chapter 1 is God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him. Male and female, he created them. So in the same statement, it is made that created in the image of God, and then male and female, he created them.
Okay. Amazing. Bill, amazing discussion. Thank you. I asked the question, how do you deal with you remember the question, Hake?
Yeah, vaguely. I said, how do you deal with the pounding I thoughts?
And you say, how do you deal with the pounding I thoughts?
I said that I cope. I find a way to cope.
And Dare said that you don't pray, you coping.
Horrible.
And how do you deal with the pounding I thoughts, Derek?
I pray. I say, Lord, you see what's going on. Take it away. And I sort of do the silent prayer.
Does you take them away?
Yeah.
The pounding I thoughts?
Yeah, they just vanish.
And how do you deal with it, Anchor Baby? The pounding I thoughts.
I have to know I'm doing it, and then I just stop. But I don't know. Kind of like tripping about myself, maybe.
Why?
I said I kind of like tripping about myself when I don't, if I'm not watching it.
You like tripping about yourself?
Maybe.
What does that mean?
Because you asked me how do I deal with the pounding I thoughts, and I'm saying I got to know I'm doing that. I got to know that that's happening, and then I'll just stop. But then what about all the other times when I don't stop? I'm thinking I must like tripping about myself.
The persistent and pounding I thoughts. What are the pounding I thoughts for you, Hake?
Oh boy, punchy TV today.
Nice
What'll it
promo.
be tomorrow? If I make it tomorrow, I don't know. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Concerns about what's coming, immediate horizon.
Okay. What are the pounding I thoughts for you, Derek?
It's just worldly thoughts, making sure I have a lot of money, making sure if I do decide to get a wife, I have a wife in a good, at the right time, meaning like before I turn like 30 and all that. Because I think about my peers and I think about my brother and all those people who are close to getting babies. So I'm just like, thinking about that stuff. It's just worldly stuff that really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. It's just stuff like that. So money babies and
Money babies?
Money
and
babies.
Oh.
and just like houses and cars and things like that. So just the rich life.
Money,
'cause
babies, girls.
Yeah,
Money babies and
Well,
cars.
yeah,
And houses.
The wife is a baby, and then the babies are babies.
that's it.
That's.
I
I wish.
assume. I put that in there.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
wish I had
pretty
those
normal.
pounding I thoughts.
Yeah, that's honest. That's just honest.
And what are the pounding, persistent pounding I thoughts for you, Anchor Baby?
Just thoughts of justification to try and summarize, like a constant need to try and justify what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. It's like, why am I doing this show? How should I do it right? What should I be speaking on? And it's really that. It's like a constant attempt to justify myself.
Amazing. And why do you have those at all, Hate? Do you need them, and why do you have them?
I don't know if I need them. Why do I have them?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It seems like that's what I got to deal with. So,
What the?
so why not worry about it? Not why not worry, but
He's gonna fall out the chair. You're so funny.
And
you have a UFO behind you.
He caught the first one.
what's a UFO?
Unidentified flying saucer. It disappeared behind the trees.
Flying saucer.
Oh, is that the thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my answer. Just it's like a nasty
And so
habit.
you have to have them?
Well, I don't know. I didn't think about whether I have to have them or not.
What?
I've heard that you don't have to worry.
Why
You're
do
not
you
supposed
have
to
to
worry.
have them? Why do you have them?
Why do I have to have them? To feel secure, to flex in front of my friends. Those are the main two things.
So proud and persistent thoughts make you feel secure, you say?
I thought you were asking why do I want those things?
And right. Why do you have to have those thoughts?
Oh, to feel secure and to flex.
So proud and persistent thoughts make you feel secure?
In that sense, they'll make me feel that way. Yeah, they can make me feel that way.
Oh, okay. And why do you have them? And I forgot how I put the question there.
Why do I have to have those thoughts?
Yeah.
Dude, interesting
why
way
not
of putting
the-
that question. And I think the answer to that is, I think the honest answer without rambling about other things is I have yet to find another way. And I don't really feel that strongly about that statement, but I guess it's true. I should accept it, maybe. Because I feel like I found this bit of a different way. If you allow me to ramble. But if I want to just be clear on one answer, I guess it's I have not found another way.
What would happen if you never went with another I persistent thought? If you never went with an I thought again, what would happen to you?
I think I'd stop being so silly, maybe.
Why do you think that?
Because it's silly what I'm doing with this other way. You're saying, why do I have to have the thoughts? I'm telling myself I haven't found another way. I have to figure things out in my head. But as I'm figuring things out, I'm acting quite silly in either overreacting or underreacting to the various things in my life. And that seems silly, sitting here now thinking about it.
Amazing. What would happen if you never went with another I thought, Derek?
If I didn't have another I thought.
If you never went with another I thought, what would happen to you?
Well, I'd probably be sitting somewhere kind of, blank in the face with like drool coming down my mouth. But I'm going to assume you mean
Don't assume.
All right, don't assume. Well, in a perfect world, I would focus on Christ and not myself. So I'd be at peace.
That's what would happen if you never went with another I thought.
Yeah.
So why don't you do that then? Since
I
you
do
love
it.
Christ so much.
I do. But it's like, it's only the Christ in me loving the Christ in others.
What?
That's really what it is. It's like, because I'm not really capable of loving like how Christ loves, because that type of love is real.
So what would happen to you if you never had another I thought?
I
If
would-
you never went along with another I thought, what would happen?
I would fill my mind up with the thoughts of Christ and my life would be perfect.
How you know that?
Oh, because he's perfect and his way's right.
But how do you know that that's what would happen?
How do I know
You feel
that
your-
I would go to Christ?
Uh-huh.
How do I know that? I'm just saying, in a perfect world, that's what I would do. I mean,
how you
if
know
I
that,
don't
though?
go there, then I'm just drooling at the mouth, sitting in enigma.
Lobotomy. No thoughts.
Yeah, that's like, it's either or. So I'm choosing Christ.
This ain't Bible Thumper Thursday.
What? You could talk about the Bible, it's fine. It doesn't have to be Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One last thing that I got to move. What would happen, hey, if you never went along, we never went with another I thought, I persistent pounding thought?
I don't know.
Why don't you do it and see what happens?
I don't know why I don't do it and see what happens. I don't know if I can do it and see what happens.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It doesn't
What?
seem like it. It doesn't seem possible
What doesn't seem possible?
not to think of yourself.
How does not seem it? You feel the same way. It doesn't seem possible not to think of yourself.
No, I don't think that way at all.
What do
It's
you-
definitely possible.
Well, how do you say it? Why you say it? How is it possible?
To not think about. Wait, when you say it's, what were you saying?
I was saying it doesn't seem possible not to think of yourself.
Oh,
at all.
Yeah, you do fall short. So.
What?
So he agrees with me. It's not.
Yeah, I actually
he-
agree. Yeah.
Not
Oh, you
not
think-
that I'm saying it's not possible. I don't know if it's possible.
You said it doesn't seem possible not
Yeah.
to think about yourself, and you agree with that?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem possible to not to think about yourself.
You can definitely go a while without thinking about yourself, but eventually you'll probably slip up, meaning you'll fall into your own ego, your own thoughts, but you have to draw back to God. That's the most important thing. It's the drawback. So
What does that mean?
meaning from here until my death date, I will be struggling between, trusting myself and trusting God. Deep.
Real deep.
All right.
What would happen, Anchor Baby, if you didn't go with?
You already asked
You
him
asked
that.
me.
Oh, what did I? Oh, I already asked him.
Yeah, ask him
Oh.
if it seems possible.
What?
Ask him if it seems possible
What?
to not to think of the I.
Is it possible for you not to think of the I anymore?
It seems possible to me. I'll say why. It seems possible because I've seen myself, this is a strange statement about to say. I've seen myself thinking about myself. Like I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
And when I do, it's already different in that moment. So, I mean, I've just seen that. I've had that experience.
And
So
who
it
are
seems
you?
possible.
Who are you?
I'm nobody. I can help myself. I'm a trickster. Pranks.
Who are you, Derek?
Derek, the child of God.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
So your name is Derek and you belong
Here
to
we go.
God. But who are you?
Nothing more than that. I think, I've got character traits, but who I am, I'm the new identity that Christ says I am. The perfected being. That's who I am. Nothing
See
more,
how the
nothing
Christians
less.
communicate?
Yeah.
The Christians communicate so crazy, it's not even funny.
It's not crazy. It's even though it might sound crazy because it's not really worldly.
You're not communicating, man. You
It is communicating, but that's how we should really talk. Not
How do you
scripture, because that's me taking myself out of the equation and truly putting God first, right? Okay.
And what was the question?
Who are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
who are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure because, like, I definitely react like this is like I know this is me.
So if you're not sure who you are, how do you know that I thoughts are about you?
Well, I'm not thinking that I'm not sure when the I thoughts are about when I'm thinking that the I thoughts are about me. I'm not thinking that. Oh, I'm not sure this is really me feeling this. I'm not thinking that. You just cornered me, and that's when I kind of guess that I'm not sure that that's. But I'm thinking that's kind of me.
How do you,
stressing me out.
Who are you again?
I'm Derek, the child of God.
How do you know that our thoughts are about you? Since you don't know who you are.
Because they contradict the word. That's how I truly know.
What?
Because they contradict the word.
What does that mean?
Meaning when I compare my goodness compared to what God says is good, I always fall short, or there's always some type of a contradiction. So that lets me know, oh yeah, I'm evil because, and it even says it that my heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So, and my thoughts aren't His. So that just lets me know, hey, I need to, consume more of the word and see what God's standard is.
Are you joking right now?
No, I'm telling the truth. I'm serious because it's like that's how I base things. That's the only way to.
Anchor baby, if you say you're nobody or nothing, whatever you said,
don't hold me to that.
How do you know that our thoughts are about you?
How do I know they're about me?
Why do you think they're about you if you're nobody?
Well, like I said, don't hold me to that statement about being nobody. But yeah, I don't think I would really know that because it does seem like the thoughts are about me. It seems like that to me.
I want to encourage you guys, do this and see what happens. Never go with another I thought and watch you disappear. What do you think about that, Hake?
That sounds encouraging.
Are you going to do it? Because you never do the homework. So you said on Sunday. Assignments. Never go along with another I thought. And most human beings are afraid not to go with those I thoughts they get because they're afraid to disappear. Who would I be if I don't think? Who would I be if there's no I, me?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and I think not taking it too literal is pretty important too, because it's like I have to eat, I have to get dressed, I have to file my taxes, things like that. I guess they're practical things.
Yeah.
But as far as like
I'm talking about the psychological, mental things.
Maybe saying like, "Oh, I'm in love with this person," or "I hate this person," kind of like that. When you think about it like that, when you say
that's a part of it.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
That's a part of the I thought.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
Too literally.
Too literally, yeah.
What do that mean?
Well, he said don't take it too literal, but you're supposed to use an adverb, not an adjective. So you use the ly at the end of literally.
He went to the same black university that Josh from Georgia went to.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't know where he went. I think he went to
Black
Lane College. Yeah, I think he went to Lane.
And you went to a black college, right?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Okay.
Spiritually, it's the same place.
Let me think. I'm trying to see where I can poke a hole in that.
Why?
Poke a hole in what?
In the argument.
What argument?
Not thinking about I.
Never go think about you again. Never go along with I thought again and see what happens.
Yeah,
they're going to try to make you go along with them.
Not a single one?
Now that I encourage you not to go along with them, they're going to force you to go along with them. They're not going to allow you to stop.
I put on my calendar some weeks ago to do this. So
have you been doing that?
No, I meant to do it, but
I meant to do
I'm committed. Is a to-do list. Commit to a week of no, or was that a month ago? Or was that a year ago?
Okay, so no more I thoughts. So I guess if we were to dive deeper, would it be if there are no more I thoughts, then what thoughts? All right, what thoughts should there be instead of no I? Who should we focus on?
Why don't you give it a try and see?
Give it a. All right.
Why don't you do it and see?
I'm going to be drooling at the mouth. All right. No I. Okay.
Did you hear about this 9-year-old boy speaking at a New York town hall meeting back in June of 2025? Watch this for what this little 9-year-old boy had to say from YouTube.
I wanted to represent the youth because what's happening now could change our futures. And what President Trump is doing and is threatening to do is frightening.
Wow.
Parents and teachers are talking about a lot of things that we don't know about. But unlike some people, we know the meaning of the Declaration of Independence. We all saw the video talking about low IQ.
He's funny, bitch.
All jokes aside, as you can see, my mom is oxygen dependent, as she has been for more than 5 years due to COVID pneumonia in both lungs since March of 2020. And without Social Security, my mom and I would not be able to survive. Cuts to Social Security, cuts to Medicaid, cuts to veteran benefits, and cuts to education hurt my mom, my grandmother, my brother, and me, my whole family. So I'm asking you, and especially you, Miss Tish, because we in New York, what can you do to help me?
That's so sad, huh? That's evil. Where's his daddy? Someone wrote out a speech, he learned the speech, and now he's stuck. See what wicked hearts do? He's been set up. What a sad way to live. Human nature, human beings are evil. They don't even love their own children. This lie that mothers love children is a lie. Mothers do not love children, and a mother love is not so special. It's evil. It's pure evil. I want to remind you, do what you want. It's up to you. Pray for your enemy. Don't hate your enemy. And that doesn't mean you're accepting the evil. You just know because you worked on yourself, you would know that you were asleep and couldn't see, and you did things and thought things because you could be thinking things about people and it's evil and you get a thrill. It's wrong and you get a thrill from thinking. Do what you want, but I'll be careful what I think on. You're hurting yourself. It's time to stop being divided and become a whole person. You could be whole, you could be one, or you could stay divided and suffer. Stay in your misery and call it a thrill. And roam the earth trying to hurt others for a thrill, and you call it life, but it's death. Love one another, don't hate one another. Drop the anger. You can drop the anger. Anger is not from God. God does not give you a spirit of anger. It's interesting is that people believe Jesus was angry when he knocked over the table, and they compare it to their nature, which is evil, right? Anger. And his father, God, Jesus' daddy, does not have anger. He does not have a spirit of anger. And he dwelt in the Son. So the Father that dwells in the Son is not angry. How can the Son be angry? You're only angry because you're evil. Satan is your God. God does not give you a spirit of anger. Just know, even if you can't overcome it yet, you don't understand it. Just know it's not from God. At least know that. Even intellectually know that, all right? It's Halloween, and people are decorating their homes, their houses, right, with Halloween decoration. I want to show you some examples of house decorated for Halloween. Watch this from X. That's amazing, huh? Amazing how people go out to have fun. What the extreme they would go through. But that's nice. That's funny, I guess. I remember, I don't know if they still do this, years ago over in Watts, California, during Halloween, there would be blocks and blocks of Halloween decoration, and people would come from all around to see it. And over years, I went over there a couple of times to see it. And they're like traffic. people driving up and down the neighborhood looking at the Halloween decoration. I don't know if they still do that now because things have changed so desperately, seriously over watts. I don't know if they're still doing it. But have a safe Halloween tonight, today, in your celebration, all right? According to WFSB, some people are really sensitive to some of the declaration of Halloween around the country, and they're like taking it personal. I'm like, what the? It's amazing to me what can affect the ego nature, the false nature, the dark, wicked nature of the ego. It's amazing what can affect it. And you react to it totally convinced that you are being affected. Because you drive by somebody's house, right? And you see Halloween decoration, it doesn't matter. That's at their house, and it's about them, whatever they're doing. It has nothing to do with you. But the thoughts, which are not your own and are evil, can trigger emotions and make you react to them. It's amazing how thought can make you feel something and you react from thoughts and feelings because you think it's happening to you. WFSB is reporting a Halloween display in Connecticut has drawn criticism from the mayor and the NAACP. You know so wrong if the NAACP are complaining. It ain't real. And the NAACP over its use of nooses, gallows, and barbed wire. Watch this from NBC.
My first thoughts were that this was very disturbing. I first noticed the hanging bodies.
Hanging bodies, police guards and towers, strips of barbed wire. This is all part of the display at the home on Whitney Avenue. It's called the Asylum for the Criminally Insane. And some say that's just what this is, pointing out painful connections with those specific parts.
Certainly, I think the whole idea of an asylum for the criminally insane is insensitive to that community.
Those nooses, that's insane for the people to put it out.
Laverne Jackson came over from New Haven to check it out, and the hanging bodies was her biggest concern.
For a black person like me, very offensive to me and my ancestors.
Mayor Lauren Garrett says that she spoke to the owner to see if they'd be up for making some changes.
When you know better, you can do better. And I was hoping for that, but ultimately it's private property. This is freedom of expression, and we're not going to infringe upon that.
The women are carrying on, huh? Are you bothered by that? That black female talking about, offensive for a black person, a hanging thing is offensive to me and the ancestors. That's so insane that those ladies females are acting like that. But that's the ego. She act like she was hung from a tree and was able to cut herself free. It brings back memories. I bet she don't know one person, her family, that went through that. But does that make sense? Just think about this. Really, this woman, it sounds like she left some other part of the town and went over there to see it, to overreact to it. Drama, a thrill. It's just a thrill. And human nature love thrills. It's a thrill. A piece of rope around a fake doll, and she's carrying on like that and acting like black people are being hung on a tree right now, and she may be next. It's just a rope, lady. It's a showpiece for Halloween, and just a lot of drama from her, yelling, all for the thrill of it. Evil natures love thrills. They live off thrills. The thrill of being mad, the thrill of judging, the thrill of stress, the thrill of worry, of anger, the thrill of so-called resentment. It's just thrills. And black people wasn't the only one put up on a rope, right? White people hung too. Indians did it, Mexicans. But black people act like they're the only person in the whole world, all for the thrill of it. It's just Halloween. If she didn't like it, why didn't she just stay home? Why would she go all the way from one town? It sounds like she went from one town to another one to see it. WFBS, here's what the NAACP had to say. Watch this. What
With
man?
the Greater New Haven branch of the NAACP calling it offensive, insensitive, harmful, and triggering.
Imagine if somebody sent a noose to a school. We would all sit back and recognize that as being racist.
You still want females to be leaders? You still want that? The whole world is more emotional now than ever because the females are leading. There's no strength in that. And because there's no strength in that, and most people don't have sense enough to be whole and be in control of their own life, they gonna follow whatever the leaders does. Right now, the only strong man in America is the Great White Hope. He's not an emotional person. You don't hear him talking about stress and overreacting to something silly. And a lot of people are following that example. But most people, male and female, are following women examples, and they're becoming very emotional. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. According to Fox 5 Atlanta, chaotic moments caught on camera in downtown Athens, Georgia. A man was dressed as a Nazi was arrested after police said he attacked a University of Georgia student who confronted him. Watch this from Fox 5.
Don't touch him. Don't touch me. Get the out. Don't touch him, bro.
Tom, Courtney, good evening to you both. Well, the students I've spoken to were pretty shocked and disgusted. Police say the man wearing a full Nazi uniform just walked down the center of downtown Athens. Well, he's now facing aggravated assault charges. Take a look at the video. University of Georgia officials confirm they have reviewed, which was posted on X. Outside a bar on Clayton Street, a crowd appears to confront the man, who is dressed head to toe in a Nazi uniform with a swastika armband.
I can't believe that people are dressing up as Nazi officers. I think it's a shame.
Police later arrested 33-year-old Kenneth Morgan. The video shows him appearing to strike one of the students in the crowd with something in his hand.
To represent the Nazi regime like that on a holiday, for a party, for whatever the case may be, is absolutely inappropriate.
Dov Wilker is the Southeast director of the American Jewish Committee. He says he was glad people were so quick to step in.
I actually think that that's the vote of confidence that we need, that we should be standing up to individuals like this.
A UGA spokesperson says Morgan is not a student and has no affiliation with the university.
Amazing, huh? Think about that. This man wore, quote unquote, a Nazi uniform. He's wearing it to get a reaction. And what are you doing? Reacting. He's getting the thrill of making you react, and you're getting a thrill from reacting. Why not overcome that and let people do what they want to do and not be affected by what anyone else says or does? Do you believe it's possible to live that way? It is possible, but you got to overcome your thrill, your false self. Those females having a hissy fit, attacking the guy and everything over one uniform that he wore, and it created a thrill. This is hell on earth. That's crazy that they're reacting to that. He wore it for a reaction. He needed a thrill, and he knew that if he put on that uniform and walked down the road in it, you were gonna react. He got a thrill and you got a thrill. Why don't you lay down your thrills? Why not be free? You want to live in prison all your life in your own world? Why not have control, take complete control of your world inside? And then you'll have complete control of your world outside. It's been eternal life is for you if you want it.